I loved playing card games like Uno with Grandpa.
Some of the best memories I have of my grandpa are from the past couple of years when he and grandma would come visit me in Wisconsin and Michigan. We'd often go out to dinner and share stories and memories, and I got to learn a lot about him and his life.
I loved going to the creek with Grandpa and picking blackberries, and also going to the creek after that to go catch minnows and crawfish.
I loved all the card games that he taught me and the games that we got to play and how good of a duo that we were because we always won against whoever we were playing.
One of my best memories of Grandpa was this past year I played cards with him and Grandma. It was just me and them, and it was just seeing how competitive Grandpa was and how he kept track of everything, and then hearing the stories of when they were younger and how mischievous both of them were.
One of my grandpa's favorite things to do was go biking, so I really enjoyed when me and him would go on a bike ride together and have some nice talks.
Whenever Grandpa came, he would always take us swimming.
I loved eating ice cream with Grandpa every night.
One thing I really admire about my grandfather is that even though he was often a man of few words, you still knew what he stood for and what was important to him: faith, family, hard work, and fun.
I have played many different games with my grandpa over the years, anywhere from him playing Pretty Pretty Princess with me when I was little to him teaching me how to play Rook, and playing cards and different games was always one of our favorite things to do together.
One of my favorite things about Grandpa was how interested he was in the things that I was doing, whether that was sports, school, or jobs I started. He was especially proud that me and him both went to UW-Whitewater.
Although I used to hate the smell of coffee when I was younger, he has now gotten me addicted to coffee, and coffee is one of my favorite drinks.
I have so many great memories when I think of my grandpa. A lot of them involve the times that we would spend with them at their home in Rib Lake. We would do a lot of things in their beautiful backyard, from playing kickball and softball to finding worms, digging for worms so that we could go fishing across the street, to going to Scotty's and getting ice cream.
When Grandpa came, he always took me to my favorite Chinese restaurant, even though we both know he hated Chinese.
Grandpa and Grandma always loved taking me down to the lake, but typically when just me and Grandpa would go, we would go fishing, and I think the craziest thing is, all those years we went fishing, I don't think we ever caught a fish.
I loved going fishing with Grandpa at the pond. We would always catch so many fish.
I enjoyed all the long walks that we used to go on and the talks that we used to have and the wisdom he used to share to me on those walks.
One thing I admire about Grandpa is the legacy of faith that he has passed down to his family.
Whenever Grandpa came, he always spent hours playing Monopoly with me.
Grandpa spent hours helping me sort my Legos.
I strive to find a husband just like Grandpa is, the way he loves and the compassion he has for Grandma, and that's really just something I look for and I'm going to be looking for in a man, because he just set such a good model for me over all these years.
I really appreciated how my grandpa would always go out of his way to come to some basketball games and make it to all my birthday parties and triathlons. He did a really good job at making us feel extra special.
One thing that I really admired about Grandpa was how even-keeled he was, and he would always stay calm no matter what the situation was. He would never get too high or get too low. He just stayed the same, and no matter the outcome.
I also really loved the evenings we would have. We would always play so many different board games. I especially Guess Who and Mastermind, which was awesome looking back at it, that it was just Grandpa and I playing and both of us being so competitive. I mean, even as a little girl, he never backed down. And those are memories I'll have forever.